You know, and I was hanging out with Reed at his gig with Mandy, by the way, the lovely Mandy who's been on the show before, who's a comedian herself. And she was talking about this book that some guy, I guess there's several people now that are acclaimed, you know, pickup artists.
Yeah.
And they write books about how many chicks they bang and sort of what their whole deal is. And I guess there's a famous one up in Canada called Dimitri the Lover.
Yeah.
And you said, what is this thing?
He's just some dude. I guess he's like Russian, but he lives in Canada, and he just decided one day that he never had any luck with women, so he was going to turn his life around by just being the ultimate seducer of women.
So I guess he meets chicks and gets their number.
Yeah.
And this one chick started getting harassed by him. And I have two calls. I'll play the second. He leaves this first call and says he's working on a movie script, so he's quite busy.
Yeah, I like that.
But she's very elegant. You know, you're very elegant, so, you know, please call me. She doesn't call him, so he leaves this, like, 18-minute... It's a long message, and here it is. But evidently, guys out there, if you're trying to get a chick to call you back, just be as nasty as possible and accuse her of being mentally unstable.
This is not the way to do it.
Hi there, old guy. It's Dimitri calling again, the guy from the street. I left you a message several days ago. You said you were interested. Now, here's the way I work. I don't like leaving second messages, but I like you. You're a very elegant woman. You're very attractive. But, you know, I don't play that game. I know your friends tell you not to return calls. You're playing games like you see on stupid TV shows. So here's how it's going to work. It is now 4:30 on Wednesday.
See, here's the best part. It is now. Let us synchronize our watches, bitch.
And Mark.
Work. It is now 4:30 on Wednesday. Now I'll assume that you've already left work, because, you know, some people leave early, and I'll grant you that. But if I do not receive a phone call back from you by 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon, I'm no longer interested, and you can erase my number.
She doesn't have your number. The thing is that what we missed in the first call was that he basically, what I got from it was he stopped some woman on the street.
Right.
And his whole thing was like, I could tell you were taken aback. You tried to walk away.
Right.
But still.
But I creeped you out until you gave up the digits.
You gave me this number, which rings to an Arby's in Wisconsin, but for some reason.
What I like is the ultimatum. You don't call back by 3:30 on Thursday. Well, she gets the message at 3:35. You're
right. Exactly.
No longer interested, and you can erase my number. I don't play games like that. I'm completely single. I'm very intelligent. I'm great.
I love when people do that shit, you know? Like, I've been interviewing people lately, and when people are like, yes, I'm brilliant, I'm very intelligent, and just like, why don't I fucking determine that shit?
Single. I'm very intelligent. I'm great in bed. I make great money. Believe it or not, I'm a complete catch.
And by the way, people that say I make great money don't. That's how it works.
Or that they're a complete catch.
Right.
That's why we're stopping people on the street.
I make great money. Believe it or not, I'm a complete catch. There's nothing wrong with me. Matter of fact, I'm one of the few men in the city that has nothing wrong with him. So I'm giving you that 3 o'clock deadline.
You know, and if this, you know, some of those machines that only give you like 30 seconds to leave a message?
Right.
This dude's into like page 805 of War and Peace. It's like, dude, let's go.
So I'm giving you that 3 o'clock deadline. If I don't hear from you, you lose my number. I'm erasing yours right now, so you won't be hearing back from me. Now, I understand if you've got other issues, like maybe you're not playing games, maybe you've had, I don't know, maybe you were abused in childhood, maybe your mother has cancer, you're going to chemo.
You can normally tell when a person's going to chemo. They tend to be bald.
Mother has cancer, you're going to chemo. Maybe you're just a person who's extremely frightened or has an anxiety disorder. Maybe you're on some medication for that. I don't know. There could be another issue.
Yeah, the issue is you're a fucking douchebag. That's the issue.
Oh, he's worked up.
He goes through all these things. Maybe you need a colonic. Okay.
No, there could be another issue that I'm not aware of. It's extremely passive-aggressive. You should actually look that up, passive-aggressive personality disorder. And you let me know if you've got issues, psychological issues, if you're on any sort of medication for anxiety or depression. I'm not interested.
Dude, this guy's got some fucking nuts, man.
If you got under 1150 on your SATs, I too I'm not interested.
Sort of medication for anxiety or depression, I'm not interested. Okay? But if you're psychologically normal and you haven't called me because there's been some horrible thing that's happened in your life which prevented you, that's...
Maybe if you've been in a 10-car accident or you have gotten your leg caught in some kind of device.
Right. As long as your face is not cut up bad, please call me.
Called me because there's been some horrible thing that's happened in your life which prevented you, that's fine. But otherwise, don't call me. Okay? Bye.
Wow.
How long was that fucking
That was
message?
great.
Dude, it was that was like 2.5 minutes, and I chopped a little bit out of it.
You know what my rule is when I get a message on the phone? If you say anything more than fucking who you are and what time you called,
gone.
Click, erase.
Dude, I will leave a message for Wayne, and I'll call him the next day, and I'm like, dude, I told you that I needed...